And welcome into this week's OEB Law Game of the Week as the Purple Pounders are in town to take on the Mavericks of Anderson County. And, man, I'll tell you what, we are in AC. I've been looking forward to this game all year long because this is where they do it right for high school football with pomp and circumstance. You would expect it from a big-time college program, and it's great to be a broadcaster tonight for BBB TV.
Oh, you're absolutely right. This is a beautiful scene. Nowhere better right now than Anderson County, and I expect a big-time show tonight.
And we are brought to you by OEB Law. OEB is an East Tennessee-based law firm with a national practice. OEB is led by Timothy G. Elrod. Elrod is from right here. He still calls it home. OEB's practiced in state, federal, and city courts. At OEB, they treat their clients like family and are proud to have earned a reputation as East Tennessee's premier personal injury law office. And that's why they've been voted the best of Knoxville for the past 3 years. So Anderson County's been so good in recent memory, and that I don't think it's any different tonight. The Purple Pounders of Chattanooga Central aren't as good, as you know. Honestly, it would be probably ambitious to expect any type of competitive game tonight. That being said, it wouldn't be too ambitious to think that we'll see some big, exciting plays from the home team while also getting a scout on a 4A team that has a chance to make a deep playoff run. You think that sounds about right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. As Chattanooga Central has been giving up nearly 40 points a game. So we should see a lot of big plays, and I'm sure Anderson County is hoping to get some depth, more experience in this game, as it'll help improve their whole team moving forward.
So on a quick note, Harriman had to cancel its game against Greenback tonight because of COVID-19. You know, this is a devastating blow to Travis Tapp's playoff chances because a win would have given them a great chance at the playoffs by holding a tiebreaker over the Cherokees. Now Greenback will get a win, which will give them a leg up on that race. So that is a disappointing game, or a disappointing piece of news for Harriman and football fans alike of the Greenback and Harriman communities. So I tell you what, there are some exciting matchups across the area, and we will talk about them when we get back. You are tuned in to your OEB Law Game of the Week.
OEB Law is excited to be a part of this year's football season. School spirit is at an all-time high. OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Here is Helen Hammer.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices.
Race on down!
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Rinnai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Rinnai, hot water for all.
And we are back at Anderson County. I am Aaron Harvey, joined by James Gibson. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week. Chattanooga Central has made a very long drive to take on the Mavericks in a region game, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we got a lot to talk about, as one would expect in Week 9. We're getting very close to wrapping up standings, so let's quickly talk about a playoff picture that will pretty much be decided tonight. Oneida meets up with Meigs south of the river. Somehow we're talking about Oneida trying to snap a 3-game losing streak, and somehow we're both probably thinking the Indians are going to be expected to fail at that. What kind of chance do you give the Indians tonight?
Well, I'll always give the Oneida Indians a chance, as that's one of the better football powers in East Tennessee. But listen, Meigs County is playing some excellent football right now. Listen to this. Their defense has only given up an average of 7 points per game this year. That's impressive in itself. With the type of competition they've played this year, pretty tough.
Yeah, and you see the Region 2A standings right there. Rockwood has that leg up on Oneida because Rockwood defeated Oneida a couple weeks ago. We had that game. But if Oneida can pull off the upset, it would shake the playoff picture up quite a bit. But the more likely scenario, Oneida will be looking at Rockwood tonight to see what the Tigers do. Why? Well, because what I just said. Rockwood defeated Oneida a couple weeks ago, but Coach John Webb's team still has 2 region opponents. First, Wartburg tonight, then Cumberland Gap to put a bow on the regular season. If Rockwood takes care of business tonight, we should be able to give you the final playoff seeds for Region 2. Let's quickly mention the visiting Wartburg Bulldogs for a second. Former Wartburg and Rockwood coach Larry Davis is now an assistant for Coach Webb, but it's your alma mater taking on what you called your second home as well. So what does the Rockwood-Wartburg matchup mean to you?
Oh, it was always one of the biggest rivalries for me personally. It's a game that I grew up watching on the sidelines of Rockwood, where my grandfather coached, while I was also attending Wartburg schools. It was a game I always got super excited for, and it was always a tough, close game.
And when I first met you, Jim Hoot Gibson was an assistant coach for that Rockwood team, and we were going all the way back to, 97 or something like that? That's when I first met you?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. So, Coach Hoot Gibson, that was one of his final coaching stops.
His last, yeah. Well,
next to last.
Next to last,
yeah. All right, so we've got a lot more to talk about, some really big rivalries going on tonight and some other heated playoff matchups for seeding, and we'll do that when we get back. This is your OEB Law Game of the Week.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we've got the vehicles you need to make the most of this season.
Whether you're exploring the great outdoors or cheering on your favorite team, let's take your fall to the next level in this new 2020 Ford F-150, $24,990. New 2020 Ford Explorer XLT, $40,986. New 2020 Ford Fusion, $19,698. At Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, we are Ford Truck Country. Come and see us today. Shop RayVarnerFord.com.
Welcome back into your OEB Law Game of the Week. As you just saw on your screen, next week we will be at Coalfield for a huge Region 2 Single A matchup as Oliver Springs visits the Yellow Jackets. So we'll look forward to that one. But we're not going to talk about it just yet because we do have so much stuff going on. You know, one of the most heated rivalries in East Tennessee commences for the 62nd time as Bearden goes to Farragut. It's a region matchup, which of course is important, but you know the Bulldogs and Admirals have played each other every year since 1974. That means the rivalry has lived through Disco, New Coke, Seinfeld, 9/11, and Justin Bieber, all right? And I know you're aware of the gravity of this game.
Oh, yeah. With these two teams being so close in geographic location, many of the students have friendships or connections outside of the school setting, so it adds to the rivalry. Bearden's only 3 wins over the past 17 years, listen to this, was in 2007, 2012, and 2018. So they will definitely have their work cut out for them tonight.
You know, one of my coworkers is a Bearden grad. He's a Bearden alum, and I asked him, I said, how much do you hate Farragut? And he said, now or then? I said, well, you know, I guess then. He goes, well, you know, now I've been out of it so long that it doesn't really bother me so much. But then we hated each other because every single time we met, there literally was a fight. And so it's very heated. So Bearden is fighting to stay alive in the playoff hunt, and a loss tonight could bring that hope to an end. Another game that most people have circled for a few years is the Elizabethton Cyclones meeting the Green Devils of Greenville, which had won every game of the decade between the two until last year. Jason Witten's old team beat Greenville not once, but twice on their way to a state championship in a perfect 15-0 season. Greenville's not been as good as previous years and is breaking in its third head coach in 3 years, still with Eddie Spradlin. Does this game still set your radar off?
Oh, yeah. Elizabethton holds a modest edge over their biggest rival in Greenville. In a series, listen to this, that began in 1924. So big rivalry, but the Cyclones have won 40 of the 75 head-to-head meetings. In 2020, though, Greenville has won 4 straight games, but I do believe that's going to end tonight as the Cyclones Elizabethton are probably going to take it.
Now, listen, you might wonder, hey, why are we talking about that? We don't care about those teams. Well, guess what? We're in Anderson County, and Anderson County is probably going to end up playing one of those teams in round 2 or, round 2 or 3 of the playoffs, I would say, like they have in the past. So last year it was Elizabethton. The year before that it was Greenville. Anyway, last night Scott High took down Northview Academy and Pigeon Forge kept Austin East winless. This tells us nothing that we didn't already know. In Region 2 3A, the winner of the Alcoa-Gatlinburg-Pittman game is going to finish first. The other will finish second. The other 2 spots, however, are still up for grabs. Right now, the 3 teams vying for those spots are Kingston, Pigeon Forge, and Scott. As you see on the screen, Kingston is unblemished in region play, so naturally you would think that they've got a firm grasp on that 3rd spot, but the gauntlet of the region still awaits Kingston. It's Alcoa tonight, it's Pigeon Forge next week, and then a season finale against GP. Pigeon Forge has both Kingston and Scott High left, and Scott High only has Pigeon Forge remaining. Next week will be huge for the prospects of postseason play.
Yeah, this region has been a battle all year long. There are so many good programs in this region that it makes for great games week in and week out. Look forward to seeing how the playoffs work out for this region because it's been a battle all year long for it.
It has, and it's always fun when playoff spots come down to the very last weeks, and that just so happens to be the case here in Region 2 3A. Another game we got to mention from last night, the Red Devils of Halls defeated Central, and that wasn't a COVID forfeit. That was legit. Halls got an interception in the waning minutes of that game to secure the 2016 victory over the 2-time defending state champions. That makes Region 2 5A very interesting, as there's a hotly contested 3-way battle for 2 spots. Halls, Seymour, and Sevier County all have an opportunity to get in there. How about that win last night for Halls?
Well, speak no more than Hall's speedster, wide receiver Nolan Faust. He totaled 4 receptions for 165 yards. Every time he touched the ball, he was running away from people. They clocked him at 4.4 in a 40-yard dash. Big win for Halls. Total, Halls has 3 players that run a 4.4. Ooh, that's impressive.
Wow, so I just did that math in my head. 165 on 4 receptions. That's 41.25 yards per catch.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Speed kills.
Yeah, that's been a fun one to watch, too, and seeing Halls have the season that it has had.
Everything that they've been through this year, and for those guys to rally and get a big win like that is awesome.
Yeah, and we started out talking about how great that they started, and then we said, okay, but they've not really hit the beef of their schedule yet, and we thought once they do that, then we'll get to see the real Halls. But the real Halls beat Central last night. That's a pretty big deal.
Big statement. All across East Tennessee paid attention to that win.
As we see the presentation of flags as the color guard here at Anderson County High School.
I think we might be having a tribute to Van Halen here in the pregame.
I'm so excited to be here at Anderson County. They do pregame festivities like none other. So let's go ahead and stand for our national anthem. National anthem brought to you by the Anderson County Band and the presentation of colors. So I tell you what, now that we got that patriotic moment out of the way, it's getting closer to game time. So let's go ahead and take another break, and we'll talk about this Anderson County game when we get back. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
OEB Law is excited to be a part of this year's football season. School spirit is at an all-time high. OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I just never remember him with facial hair.
And welcome back to the OEB Law Game of the Week. As my cohort James Gibson here is talking about my daddy. And I'm sure we've talked about this before, but you and I used to be neighbors. That's how we met each other. I moved into your neighborhood, and we used to jump on the trampoline and pretend to be wrestlers and all that fun stuff. And look at us now. Years later, it's 14, 13 or so years later, here we are. And right now, you mentioned that Van Halen tribute that Anderson County's going to do. So check this out.
Sit down, Waldo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got chill bumps. And I realize that it's like 50 degrees outside, and people might think that's why. But actually, Coach Gibson, he closed the window here, so it's kind of stuffy in here. The chill bumps are from these pregame festivities. As you see the fireworks, you got to hear Van Halen. You got to see slowly the team walk out and then run through.
Like I said, it's one of the best atmospheres in all of East Tennessee, and they put on a show over here. It's fun to be at a game.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here tonight for this one. So, let's talk about Anderson County a little bit. 2 losses on the season. It's the first time since 2016 the Mavericks have had this many losses through 8 weeks, believe it or not. However, it's important for us to note that 2020's losses have come against 2 5A powerhouses, South Doyle and Powell, which each sport a 7-1 record. I think it's safe to say AC isn't struggling.
Not at all. 2020 has been a hard year, and it's been a tough schedule. But that's just going to prepare them for the playoffs. This is a good team.
We've heard the saying time and time again that if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback. Coach David Gillum might disagree with you, as we'll likely see 2 quarterbacks tonight for the home team. Stone Hatmaker is the name most people probably recognize as the signal caller, a senior, but Walker Martinez is a sophomore with tremendous upside. What are your thoughts on this 2-quarterback system?
You do what works, and for them, they are lucky enough to have 2 very talented QBs. They don't have a designated starter, and basically whoever has the best week of practice, that's who they start on Friday night. I know Coach Gillum is very high on sophomore QB Walker Martinez, so keep an eye on the young man, on the young signal caller, on a bright future ahead of him.
All right, the Purple Pounders of Chattanooga Central, they've got 1 win on the season against a winless Sequoia team. That's not to say that schedule's been favorable, as this team has seen the likes of Baylor, Notre Dame, and Tyner. Still, no one in this building is expecting a win tonight. As a player and a coach, what's the mindset of the team that just traveled about 2 hours and 120 miles to play one of the best teams in the state?
Losing 1 game is hard enough. Losing multiple games in a row is downright torturous. It hurts to lose. Athletes and coaches make huge sacrifices to succeed in their sport. They expend a lot of effort in their preparation from the start of the season all the way to from the end of the season all the way to the beginning of the season and the off season. So it's easy for losing to feel like failing. And when losses start piling up, it's easy to feel like the world's crashing down on you. As hard as it may be, and as much as people will resist this, it's vital to stay positive, stay the course, get yourself out of the losing streak.
Okay, on the flip side of that, if you're AC, this is a game everyone from Jesse Smithy to my 7-year-old daughter Ava is picking you to win, okay? So what do you hope to accomplish tonight?
Do what you do and do it well, then work on your weaknesses and get your younger players a lot of repetitions, as this will help thrust you into the playoffs.
We are moments away from a coin toss. We're moments away from a kickoff. It's week 9 of high school football. We're here thanks to OEB Law and a whole list of sponsors, and we're so glad to be with you tonight. We're going to take one more break, and we'll have kickoff and more when we get back. This is your OEB Law Game of the Week.
OEB Law is excited to be a part of this year's football season. School spirit is at an all-time high. OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here is Helen Hammer.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices.
Race on down!
So we see the coin toss on the field as we are getting back to your OEB Law Game of the Week. Chattanooga Central has won the toss. They will receive. So we will get to see the offense of the Purple Pounders first.
And last year, if you remember, the Purple Pounders actually had some early success against Anderson County running the football.
All right, so we got a lot of Anderson County fans that are on board with us tonight, helping us bring this game. Not the least of which is, of course, Tim Elrod at OEB Law, but also Ann Coria, Anderson County Public Defender. Ann was born and raised in Anderson County, graduated from Oak Ridge High School. Tim Shelton, Anderson County Register of Deeds, serving the citizens of Anderson County since 2002. Jeff Cole, Anderson County Clerk. Jeff has 3 offices that serve the residents of Anderson County in Norris, Oak Ridge, and Anderson County Courthouse. And Congressman Chuck Fleischman, a big supporter of high school football and our broadcast each week, who served Anderson County in Congress since 2010. Thank you, Congressman, for your tremendous support. As we get ready for our Davis Funeral Home kickoff, as Anderson County will kick left to right to Chattanooga Central.
Beautiful night for football, about 54 degrees. Not a rain cloud in sight.
Now, this kicker that you're going to see tonight, also the punter for this Anderson County team, Daniel Bethel, has an offer from Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss and has also been in contact with COVID negative Nick Saban. As we got the news today, he tested negative, so that's good. Here's Bethel's kick. It is a spinner that will land in the end zone and result in a touchback. So Chattanooga Central will take over on the 20 for the first play of this ball game.
I'm interested in seeing how they come out offensively against this Anderson County defense.
So the Purple Pounders will begin their Sexton Automotive drive with a Hammers 1st and 10. And we'll see what they do. See, they've got these funky numbers, which we hate in broadcasting. They start purple up top, and then they fade to white on white jerseys.
You just can't see it.
No. That'd be all right. We'll get through it.
Spread formation.
Here's the snap. A quick slant, almost picked off as that was fast. It falls incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd and 10.
He's extremely lucky that wasn't a big interception there for the Anderson County defense. You see here, he didn't even really look. He just caught the snap and threw, and there was double coverage there.
Threw it behind his intended target, David Rogers. And this is Evan Schwartzel at quarterback. Michael Watson in the backfield with him. Here's the snap. Watson gets the handoff.
That big defensive line for Anderson County holding strong.
Yeah, tried to go behind his guard. Got nothing on that.
They won the battle up front, and East Hamilton wasn't able to get any push with the offensive line. They just couldn't gain anything.
You mean Chattanooga Central?
Oh, yep, Chattanooga Central.
That's okay. 3rd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Schwartzel brings his team up to the line. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Redirects his tailback. Hard count, and we've got some flags on the play. Dead ball, false start. Pounders. So we'll back up 5 yards, and we'll have 3rd and 15 instead. I like those backup sounds. I like that.
Again, the theatrics over here in Anderson County are unmatched.
They are.
Third and long for Chattanooga Central.
And we got cowbells for third down. You'll hear that.
Now, what do you do here if you're Chattanooga Central's offensive coordinator with third and long?
I tell you what you do. You call a timeout and try to figure it out. Purple Pounders want more time, so we'll give it to them. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
OEB Law is excited to be a part of this year's football season. School spirit is at an all-time high. OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
And welcome back to your OEB Law Game of the Week. 3rd and 15 is what Chattanooga Central will face as Schwarzel brings his team back out. Again, it'll be Watson in the backfield. Schwarzel drops back to pass, lets it go over the middle of the field, and it's almost picked off, but incomplete. And Chat Central will have to punt. What'd you see there?
He dropped back, had a little bit of pressure, released the ball. Just didn't get a good release out of his hands with the ball.
Yeah, that was easy to see. Thank you to our Jeff Cole replay. And so back in punt formation for
Dangerous
Chattanooga Central
territory
is
here.
McKinley Bacon. Bacon's punt is not pretty. It does get Chattanooga Central bounced, though, before it rolls dead at the 46-yard line. So Anderson County will begin its first Sexton drive in positive territory with the Hammers 1st and 10 at the Pounder 46.
You don't want to give a team like Anderson County good field position like this right off the bat.
So, Anderson County comes out, changes the play up, and it is Martinez, the sophomore, getting the start again for Anderson County. And we've got a stoppage in play, a delay of game, and so AC starts out with a 5-yard penalty. Not really a good way to start this offensive football game. So that backs them back up into Maverick territory. Martinez from the shotgun position. Going to call the same play. 2 wide receivers at a time, either side, and a quick out is caught and dropped immediately.
Great job by the Chattanooga Central cornerback, eluding the block, coming up and making a good secure tackle.
And that was Zach Shannon on the reception, but you see on the Jeff Cole replay, it was Ryan Elliott out there that kind of, or maybe it wasn't Ryan Elliott, it was actually Bryson Vowell out there, kind of missed a block. Martinez back to throw. He's got one-on-one coverage, running it down. Does he catch it? Nope. Pass ball is incomplete, and that is Vowell, but a flag comes down, and it was a late flag. Now, you kind of jumped up a little bit. I don't know that you were expecting that one.
Let's see what the replay shows before I go to jumping out of my skin here, because, you know, I'm a defensive guy. I didn't see enough there to warrant a flag.
All right, here we go. Thank you, Jeff Cole. No, I didn't get a good look at it right there.
He might have been hanging on the back of the jersey. It's hard to see from there.
Well, regardless, it is a pass interference penalty, and that is a 15-yard penalty, and it is also an automatic first down. So Anderson County, by virtue of a penalty, is spotted at the 36-yard line of Chattanooga Central. Martinez gets to play from the sideline.
I definitely see a favorable matchup for Anderson County in the slot wide receiver position at the top side of the field against the outside linebacker.
No safety help. And a handoff gets across the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. And for Anderson County, that's Gavin No.
6'1", 225 pounds, and he's got some good field vision.
Also a starting linebacker on this team is No. And he gets the handoff again, tries to get to the outside, does, and there's a flag on the play. That's in the area of what would be a hold, I would think. No, it's a block in the back. All right, so that penalty will be marked off from the spot of the foul, and the foul was
right there behind the play.
Yeah, the foul was across the line to gain. So, unfortunately, that takes away a first down. Saw that very clearly on the Jeff Cole replay. Martinez brings his team back up. Second at about 10. Pumps, fakes, downfield, and that pass is incomplete. He didn't have control of it before he went out of bounds, and that was Martinez trying to hit Vowell again.
Good play call there, but if the quarterback could have just put a little more air underneath the ball, led the wide receiver more, that's touchdown.
Yeah, so it looks like they set that play up with the first play that they ran, that quick out, because that was basically the same play except a different target was hit. 3 wideouts to the left side for Martinez, and looks, finds his man, and I believe he's going to be short of the first down is Garrison Terry. And that will bring up 4th down. So you see this on the Jeff Cole replay.
Anderson County changing personnel. Looks to be run heavy.
Pistol set with an H-back. Martinez gets the play from the sideline. There's the snap, handoff, and with the first down and more is No. And will he go down? No. Down across the 10. That will bring up a Hammers 1st and goal from about the 9-yard line.
He's just riding the bull there, guys. He drug him 10 yards, and that's good hard running by a 225-pound man.
Well, that's what a Maverick does, isn't it? Now look at that.
Runs through the tackle. Excellent job by the big running back.
All right, 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. Martinez, snap, handoff, No, up the middle again, cuts it to the left, finds the goal line. Touchdown, Anderson County.
Great run again by the Anderson County big guy, but he needs to turn around and say thank you to the big offensive line on the left side.
And that is a Tim Shelton touchdown. 6 points on the board with 7:29 left to play in the first quarter as Bethel comes on now for the Mavericks to attempt the extra point. Sound system in here is great too. Just everything about this is amazing. And Anderson County having to run a guy on late. Play clock running down. Bethel does get the kick up and off, and it is straight through the uprights and good. Mavericks score first with 7:29 left to go in the first quarter. They lead this one 7-0 on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
OEB Law Game of the Week, Aaron Harvey, James Gibson. The Mavericks lead this one 7-0 as we get set for your Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Second time Anderson County has kicked off to Chattanooga Central as the Purple Pounders won the coin toss, elected to receive. We're forced into a 3-and-out, and Anderson County took advantage and put it in the end zone. That's where we stand right now.
I'm anxious to see a shorter kick by Anderson County just to give his kickoff team an opportunity.
Well, you're not going to get it. Bethel kicks this one all the way to McDonald's. And the Pounders will start again at the 20-yard line. So this section drive, again, will begin at the 20.
Pretty big deal for a player in this part of the woods to have an SEC offer, so that stands out.
So your Hammers 1st and 10. Immediately handoff. And was the ball on the ground?
No, I believe that has pushed him back. The offensive line or defensive line is really winning the battle in the trenches right now. The offensive line for Chattanooga Central is going to have to really stay low and drive their feet and try to work their way to the second level before they will have success in the running game.
Anderson County's Sexton drive that resulted in 7 points was 6 plays, 42 yards, and took 2:31 off of the clock. So here's Schwarzel. Hands off to his fullback and fighting for yardage across the 21, maybe up to the 22. So here's Schwarzel.
He's getting whooped up front by the Anderson County defensive line. And Gavin Noe, the big sophomore linebacker coming in and making a good tackle on the Chattanooga Central running back. He's a real good-looking ball player for Anderson County.
Running back / linebacker. For some reason, it's like linebackers do make good running backs.
In high school, they definitely do. Al Wilson, Tennessee great, was a very good high school running back.
So the quick pitch out to Watson goes for maybe a yard, which will bring up 4th down again. And Chattanooga Central will have to punt this football away.
Just nothing there. The Anderson County cornerback and defensive backfield coming upfield, making a good tackle. Not much room to run for the Chattanooga Central football team.
So Bacon back deep to punt this one away for Central.
Chattanooga Central has got to get off the ball.
Here's the punt. This one is maybe a little bit better. Fair catch is called for and made right about midfield by Garrison Terry. And the ball will be spotted at the 49. That's where this Sexton automotive drive will begin with that Hammers 1st and 10. And again, Anderson County starts in positive territory.
Hard to have success if you cannot get the ball down the field.
Martinez back in at quarterback. 2 wide outs either side.
Changing the play.
Handoff goes to No cuts it back. Trying to go to the outside and is tackled around the 45-yard line. A quick pickup of 4 will bring up 2nd and 6.
He really made that pickup easy. You see here he runs through the tackle.
Central set the edge, so he cut it back inside and picked up 4 solid yards. Clock runs under 5 minutes, the 45-yard line. Martinez hands off to No again goes to the left side. Off tackle and is brought down around the 42-yard line, and we'll have a 3rd and short.
Anderson County's backside offensive line does a really good job of chalk blocking the defensive line of Chattanooga Central. which really takes an effect later in the ball games. Slows down that pass rush.
Well, it says 3rd and 3. Martinez gets the call from the sideline. 3 wideouts to his right. 1 to his left. Again, no in the backfield.
Screen draw.
No, it's a straight handoff to No. No, gets to the 35 down, fighting his way to the 30-yard line, and that will bring up another Hammers 1st and 10.
Big McKinley Bacon, number 54, the big defensive lineman, got a ride for another 5 yards there.
So, watching No run through there, it's like he's frolicking through a field.
Yeah, he's got a lot of room, but he's a big, strong running back that's hard to tackle. You cannot arm tackle him. He will run through it.
He aggressively frolics through fields as we got to pass out. A corner route is caught, and that pass is complete to Bryson Vowell. Vowell brought down inside the 20-yard line. And that's enough for another Hammers 1st and 10. As we see on the Jeff Cole replay, just a little corner route to the outside.
Good confidence builder for the quarterback. Let's see what they decide to do here. Got some motion.
Man in motion, and this is a jet sweep. It goes to Godwin Miller. Miller finds the outside, still running, reaching for the goal line. Touchdown, Anderson County, and that is a Tim Shelton touchdown.
And the fireworks, bang. Good run off the edge, followed the big running back, No, all the way to the promised land.
So now Bethel gets some more action. He will attempt an extra point and try to put Anderson County up 14-0.
I'd say it's safe to say he has a really high percentage here.
Yeah, I would say so.
You got an offer from Ole Miss, you're probably sitting at about 100% on your PATs.
Snap, set, kick. It's up straight through the uprights, and Anderson County makes quick work on 2 offensive drives. The Mavericks lead this one 14-0 with 3:02 left to play in the first quarter of your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Here is Helen Hammer.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices.
Race on down!
I gotta go shower.
Aaron Harvey, joined by my cohort and new color announcer, Tim Elrod of OEB Law, and he's going to get set and watch this Davis Funeral Home kickoff, and I know you're glad to be here tonight.
Yeah, it's a home game for me. You know, I feel like I've been a virtual road warrior over the last couple of weeks, going to a lot of high school football, and it's been great. But home tonight, watching the Mavs.
So, I mean, you follow Anderson County, obviously. So, is this the first time that you've gotten to see them this season? Live?
No, I made their last home game, but it seems like an eternity. You see the dog?
Yeah, I love that. Train the dog to go get the tee off the field. Everything is the whole show is, your ticket money goes a lot farther here than it does other places.
Well, you know, that's not to discount what a lot of other places do. Each place has a great tradition, and I've learned that from hanging out with you all this year and really getting involved with it. But, here at Anderson County, we've got a lot of good supporters, and we support our kids in the schools. So I think we got a quarterback change, don't we?
Yeah, this Sexton Automotive Drive is going to start in a wildcat position for the Purple Pounders, as on the Hammers 1st and 10, running back Michael Watson has checked in at quarterback, and
Right. So, one of the things we like to do a lot to support our kids up here, and it shows in the way they play. Got a pitch to see if he gets the edge.
Yeah, quick option play, and that goes to Noah Collins.
I think we got a flag, and it might be coming back. Looks like a little holding. But we up here, I don't know how to explain it, but we just have good synergy, I guess, between the parents, and then you have the business supporters, you have the athletic department, you have the principal of the school, you have the support of the county school systems, you have the support of the central office, and it's whatever we can do to help our kids, and that's what it takes to cut through the red tape that exists nowadays. But when you get everybody on the same page and their goal is, hey, what can we do to make things more memorable for our kids, to enhance the student athletes experience here? Oh, is he going to get up the middle? That Anderson County defense up the middle is they got some big guys down there. They play that middle tough. I think if you're going to work on Anderson County, I think Powell showed that earlier this year. I think they have been exposed over the top, going on deep balls, but at the same time, you have to establish that run to be able to get those matchups, and that's what makes it tough on a lot of teams that play Anderson County. But so back to the helping out the kids and stuff. That's what we do. We love it. From getting them it kind of started with the field, and then you got more people involved. Oh, that's open.
Yeah, pass complete up to close to the original line of scrimmage. Will be well short of the first down, however. But that's something these kids are always going to remember.
Absolutely. It's no big secret. Here on it this year, it seems like every year, if you come to Anderson County and play football for them, you do good in the school, good things happen to you. There's all kinds of scholarship offers sitting down there on our sidelines, and that's because the kids have committed, and that's the type of program we have here. And so I'm really proud of it, and that's not to diminish all the other schools, though. They've been trying to get that punt all game.
They almost got it that time, as this takes a Chattanooga Central bounce before rolling back the Anderson County way, and it is down at the 43-yard line of Central, and that is where Anderson County's next Sexton Automotive drive will begin. And yeah, you see on the Jeff Cole replay that almost got blocked, but yeah, and I don't want to discount all these other places that we go either, because people are very hospitable to us.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all the schools have great traditions. It's can you get your community involved? Because if you can do that, then I guarantee you it'll be enhanced, and that's what they try to do up here at Anderson County.
And that has a lot to do with it. So, Martinez takes the snap. He's looking over the middle. Pass is complete. And still on his feet, down to almost the 20-yard line that time, is Zach Shannon.
Anderson County, I think, has suffered a couple of key injuries this year. I think they lost Cam Thomas, one of their outstanding wide receivers. And then I think they lost one of the Moog kids. They were looking real strong, but the injury bug got them, and they've seemed to overcome it now, and they've got some outstanding players out there.
Yeah, and this is one of those games where you can work on things and try to get primed, as that pass sails over Shannon's head and falls incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd and 10.
But the competitive nature we see, I get to see it at all the schools. It's the same. It's just a difference in the amount of kids you have that go to your school. And the bigger, the more kids, the bigger atmosphere that you get. But that doesn't change, what these kids are playing for every week and what the fans love to see every week. And it's just good to be a part of that, especially with you guys, Brad, BB12, and he wants that
Martinez looking for the end zone. That pass falls incomplete, as that time he's trying to hit, let's see, Garrison Terry.
It's like they've been, I think they throw on 3 passes now?
Yeah.
You got 3 passes, so maybe we see something, a quick hitter up the middle.
Yeah, went run heavy the first couple
Yeah.
of drives and trying to throw it around a little bit more this time. But I think one thing you touched on was getting the community involved, and it seems like that's something that OEB tries to do in everything that you all do. You try to get community involved in everything. As this pass is complete and crossing the 20,
Whoa,
still
what a
on his
move.
feet, down
Ah.
to the 10-yard line, and tackled, and a flag comes down.
I think he might have had 2 flags on that. Certainly there's a block in the back. It looked like maybe there was a face mask at the end, but to take a look at your –
Jeff Cole replay. Let's see here. Martinez first rolls to his left and then quickly snaps
there's
back
a
to the
block
right.
in the back.
All right, so we know that one. But
There's
what
something
happens here at the end?
No, they must have –
I'm not sure.
well, when it comes to flags, sometimes they're early and sometimes they're late, but I think they'll play this one again.
Okay, so
I don't know. I'd like to see him, run something up the middle, try to position the ball, let that kicker show what he's got, with what is it? He's got some offers from Ole Miss. Is that what I heard?
Yeah. As we have reached the end of the first quarter, Anderson County threatening up 14-0 in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
So, yeah, it's good to be here, no doubt about it. We've got a good crowd. I know a lot of kids this week are out on fall break, so I don't think that's affected the crowd a little bit. But it's nice fall weather. It's definitely football weather, no doubt about that.
Finally, we got a frost warning for tonight. Imagine that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been a long year. It's been a really long year. And so once you get that cold weather, then you start thinking like, okay, finally, this thing is almost over.
Yeah. But, yeah, up here they got the fireworks. They love fireworks. Sometimes, their entrances tonight was, I think, for Eddie Van Halen's passing. So they wanted to send a shout-out to him. But I think next week, that'll be a great game up here. That's East Ridge, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So that'll be a great game. They're ranked ahead of us. So they're bringing a strong club up here, and it'll be Halloween. They'll put on a Halloween show. So if you want to see some good football and great fireworks display with a little Halloween tint to it.
I got to be honest, though. I don't think that's going to be much of a game. I think Anderson County's going to steamroll them too, but we'll see. We got a 3rd and long right here, 3rd and 20 to be exact. Martinez with no in the backfield, 3 wideouts to his left, takes a snap, looks.
Good protection.
Finally has a man behind the.
Oh, he looked late, and the defenders looked late, and maybe a little more focus there. He could have hauled that one in, but we'll see if he.
You might get your wish here.
I don't know. I think they should send in the kicker. Let's watch him kick.
This would be about a 48-yard field goal as it stands.
That's D1 length right there. I mean.
But instead, Mavericks going to go for it, keeping Martinez on the field, 3 wideouts to the left. I wonder if maybe they saw something on that last play they think that they can exploit here.
Well, you see them playing up. Nobody's really that deep. Well, nobody's deep. They're all playing it up. So maybe they're looking for some one-on-one matchups.
And I believe they are. Going to the corner. No, actually
Took
going
the
across
post.
the middle, and the pass is intercepted.
Bad decision.
Martinez's pass is intercepted, and that will be a touchback. And just like that, the opposing.
He was looking for that corner route the whole way, and then at the last minute he changes his mind and tries to hit that post, and, boy, they were just waiting on him.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to go to the corner of the end zone.
So I don't know what he saw that caused him to do that.
Well, if this were automotives, let's play a little analogy here. We would call that a wreck, which you could, in fact, turn into a check.
Yeah, wrecks and checks. That's what I do. No doubt about it. If you need some help with that, if we're happy to help, everybody's got the number and everybody knows how to find us. And so it's good to be able to help out communities in East Tennessee and then turn around and support those communities through what we do with high school football.
I'm glad I got to meet you through this relationship that you have with our television program in these football games, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to meet you, and I thank you so much for helping us to bring these broadcasts to the people watching at home and on Facebook and wherever else they may be streaming it, because this helps out a lot of people to be able to watch games and not have to get out, especially in a year that has been marred by COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if they don't watch it on the local Comcast channel, I think they tune in through Facebook Live. That's a great medium to use. I even do it, sometimes I'll leave the games early and I'll turn it on and listen to it on my way home to find out what happened. So there's some great mediums out there that I know that you guys take advantage of to get that out there. So let's see if he can get away with a pass here.
And nope, cell's incomplete.
Is that the third quarterback? Or
no, that's the first one that started this game.
Okay.
That's Evan Schwarzel. So, but we appreciate it again, and I know that you're glad to be back at Anderson County, so we're going to let you take in this game atmosphere.
Yeah,
enjoy it a little bit.
Definitely. We've got us a new PA announcer now, Richie No. A lot of people know him around the rec leagues and playing the travel ball, and Richie's taken over the PA system, and he certainly brings the excitement.
Things just going in the right direction here in Anderson County.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elrod, for joining us.
Thank you.
And that is Tim Elrod, OEB Law, every week bringing you these broadcasts and on Rivalry Thursday. As here's a handoff, goes up the middle, and tackled in the backfield for a loss will bring up 4th down for the Pounders. So stepping back, watching, did you take anything away?
Just kind of he pushed that ball a little bit across the middle and threw it a little too close into coverage, and defender took a easy interception there.
We might see Stone Hatmaker. I don't know this next session. And here is same kind of length punt. Gets a little bit of a Chattanooga Central bounce, and again lands at the Central 49-yard line, which I think is about the average starting position for the Sexton Automotive Drives for Anderson County tonight.
It is. I mean, honestly, Chattanooga Central's lucky to be only down 14.
I would say that you are right. Anderson County with 3 possessions so far, 2 of them ending up with a touchdown, and another one ended with an interception in the end zone.
Let's see if they trust the QB to put one down the field and try to get his confidence back after that last interception.
Because it is Martinez still in the game. 3 wideouts to the short side of the field, 1 to the near side. Handoff goes to No cuts it back inside, and he's got daylight. Past the 30, down to the 20, inside the 15, and out of bounds. How about that, man?
That's an excellent play. They pulled the guard, and he led the play. Excellent job. If we see on the replay, you see the guard and the pull there do a really good job.
Yeah.
And he went upfield and sealed the linebackers off. He makes one guy miss, and the next thing you know, he's picking up a huge gain.
He certainly did. So we've got a Hammers 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line, and Chattanooga Central wants to take a timeout and talk about this one. 10:06 left to go in the first half. Anderson County threatening again on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
And back to your OEB Law Game of the Week. 10:06 left to play in this first half. And, I honestly thought Anderson County would try to kick a field goal on 4th down instead of throwing that interception.
I believe they're trying to build some confidence in that young quarterback, giving some options and some opportunities early, and I believe that was the reason for that play call.
Ann Coria is the Anderson County public defender and was born and raised in Anderson County and graduated from Oak Ridge High School. thank her for sponsoring tonight's game in AC. And here's a handoff, and this goes to more of a scat back, and he is into the end zone for the Tim Shelton touchdown. That's Joshua Godwin Miller.
Huge play, huge run, great job blocking. That it was all the offensive scheme of the play call there. That was excellent job.
And so Anderson County tacks on 6 more points. And, this is kind of looking exactly like I thought it would. And again, Anderson County having to run someone on late.
Yeah, if you're the offensive coordinator for Chattanooga Central, what do you do here? You're really behind the sticks, and you don't really have a strong arm quarterback.
And that drive was 2 plays, 49 yards, just took 29 seconds. And that extra point is through the uprights again. Anderson County 21 blank with 10 minutes left to go in the first half.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Ferris Family Field is where we are in Anderson County, home of the Mavericks. And the home team is so far pitching a shutout, 21-0, with 10 minutes left to play in this first half, as Daniel Bethel lines it up for this Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Davis Funeral Home with 2 locations, one in Wartburg, one in Harriman. Go to davisfuneralhomes.com for more information. And Bethel, who we mentioned earlier, has an offer from Ole Miss and is in cahoots with Nick Saban. Has had 3 kickoffs so far, and all of them have been in the end zone. This will be his 4th. And I don't believe this one is any different. Lands squarely in the end zone for a touchback, and the Purple Pounders will begin this Sexton Automotive drive at the 20-yard line. And there's the tee. Now, I mean, it just... How special.
Yeah, that is so cool. And I tell you, you know what? A good kicker makes kicking look so easy. It makes it look like anybody could get out there and kick. He is so talented. So far, what can you say? He's one of the best kickers we've seen all year.
I'd say he is the best kicker we've seen all year. So again, here's Schwarzel. Quick pass is intercepted at the 10, at the 5. Goodbye. Touchdown. Tim Shelton touchdown. Anderson County. That is Garrison Terry, a starting wide receiver for this team. Looked like it right there, too.
Oh, great vision, seeing the ball. Cut the wide receiver off. Nobody could catch him all the way to the end zone. Big touchdown, Anderson County.
Now, you asked me before we went to break last time, as we see this Jeff Cole replay, what do you do on offense if you're Chattanooga Central? I don't have any answer for you. I have no idea what you do.
Yeah, it's a frustrating position right now because you don't have a lot of confidence in the throw game. So you're going to have to stick with the run game and just try to pick up some first downs, keep that clock moving.
Bethel on to attempt the extra point once again. Oh, and it's a botched snap. Bethel picks it up, and he's tackled. You don't want to see your star kicker picking up the football and getting tackled.
You don't.
So with 9:54 left to go in this first quarter, Anderson County leads at 27-0.
I got to go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the Hot Water Wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Renai, hot water for all.
Back here, OEB Law Game of the Week. Anderson County leads over Chattanooga Central 27-0.
These Chattanooga Central kickoff returners are just about on a knee begging for one kick to fall short, giving them opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get it.
Bethel has sent every single one of his Davis Funeral Home kicks into the end zone so far.
But here is a big opportunity for Anderson County to run in some of this depth chart, try to get some more experience with the younger players, and that will really transition well into the playoffs.
So Elizabethton, we just got a score update, up on Greenville 10-7. So that's a good game. And that ball barely lands in the end zone, but it does. So the dog goes back out, gets the tee, and again, Chattanooga Central will begin their Sexton Automotive drive at the 20-yard line with a Hammers 1st and 10.
Yeah, the play they threw the interception on, it was meant to be around the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback led the wide receiver too much on that, which gave the cornerback of Anderson County an opportunity to really intercept that ball. The quarterback did the wide receiver no favors at all with the where he put the football.
And again, we'll see Michael Watson, the starting running back for this team, is going to come out and run that quarterback position. Basically, it's like a wildcat. And, it's funny you call it a wildcat because you've seen Kentucky do this with a wide receiver pretty much. That's what Terry Wilson was when he got to Kentucky, was a wide receiver, and they've had a lot of success out of that.
Randall Cobb did the same thing at Kentucky.
Yeah, absolutely did. And so we do have a false start on first down, which will bring up a Hammers 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line. But you get that extra runner in the backfield, and it gives you a little bit better matchup in your numbers game as far as blockers versus defenders when you go into a wildcat. So here's Watson. Has Noah Collins in the backfield with him, and we've got another flag on the play.
Again, it's really frustrating as a coach whenever you are losing several games in a row, and your opportunities are starting to get slim, and you're shooting yourself in the foot by the penalties. Until they clean that up, it's going to be a long season.
Watson sends a man in motion again, and handoff. This is a jet sweep, and getting nowhere except backwards for Chattanooga Central's David Rogers.
Well, the reason there was nothing there was everybody in the stadium knew what they were doing. They tried to run the same play 3 times in a row, and they had a false start on the play. So everybody knew what was going on there.
Yeah, and Rogers ran backwards a little bit.
They're literally trying just to get off a play right now.
They give him the 7-yard line. That's a loss of 3. And by my count, that makes it a 2nd and 23.
A lot of room on the top side.
Watson sends the same man in motion, fakes the handoff, ball's on the ground, and Watson just has to fall on it.
It's the same play as before, except the quarterback just kept it on the option. And unfortunately for him, it looked like he coughed up the football.
Man, I just...
Maybe he tripped.
So, Chattanooga Central came in here as a heavy underdog. That's not a surprise to anybody to say that, but you come in here as an underdog and you start making mistakes like this. You've got a pick 6. You've got these penalties. You're moving backwards. Tough hill to climb, but anyway. So that ball is thrown away as they got the quarterback back into the game. That was Schwarzel, and his pass falls incomplete, which will bring up a 4th and a bunch. And if you saw, he had a man there for a little bit. But
for a second, Anderson County picked up on it quick, really enclosed on the wide-open wide receiver.
Bacon is back in to punt this one away.
Now, this is danger territory here, and I would not expect a punt block for Anderson County, but keep your eye on the snap.
And that punt is underway. Best one he's had all night. And takes a great bounce. And finally, for the first time tonight, Anderson County is going to start in Maverick territory as that ball is downed at the 42-yard line.
I believe the longest punt of the day.
It was by far the best punt that we've seen from him tonight.
Now let's see if Anderson County elects to continue working their craft or if they are going to try to correct some weaknesses and work on those and try to spring forward later in the playoffs.
Hammers 1st and 10 on this Sexton Automotive drive. Martinez in the backfield with no again. Looks like Chattanooga Central's bringing pressure. They are. Quick slant, and that is complete. And breaking tackles, getting up the field is Godwin Miller, and Miller has enough for a Hammers 1st and 10 in Chattanooga Central territory.
5'9", 175 pounds. This guy's hard to get down, and you cannot arm tackle these offensive weapons of Anderson County. They're going to run through them, and this kid right here has got some good feet.
Yeah, as we see on this Jeff Cole replay, look at that. Look at that. 2 missed tackles, kept running, and still picked up positive yardage when he fell forward. 2 wideouts either side for Martinez. Gets the snap. Handoff goes to No. Runs off right guard and picks up 9 before he's tackled at the 35-yard line. Another great run by No.
You know, a lot of learning going on here for this program. They actually lined up heavy on the right side, and Anderson County just exploited the other side of the line of scrimmage where there was hardly any defenders. They had the numbers game, and they made them pay for it.
Now, did you see on that Jeff Cole replay what I'm talking about? This guy, he violently frolics through a field of flowers. That's what it looks like. It's like he's angry, but he's trying to be happy.
Classic Anderson County running back.
Martinez, quick hit to the outside. That pass is complete. Going down the sidelines. No one is going to touch Garrison Terry. And again, a Tim Shelton touchdown.
Interesting choice by the cornerback of Chattanooga Central to roll on the outside instead of trying to keep that offensive player bounced to the sideline right here.
Ah, yeah.
I'm almost going to say that he was trying to stay away from contact there.
Yeah. Well, you can see on that replay that the linebacker missed his assignment there, and we've got a fake on this PAT attempt, and that fails.
And there is flag on the play.
Martinez dropped behind the line of scrimmage, brought down by number 45, Perry.
So that drive you see on your screen, 3 plays, 57 yards, took 1:57 off the clock, and we'll get the call on this. If it's on Anderson County, then Chattanooga Central will decline that, I'm sure. No, it's a personal foul, an offsetting personal foul, so we will replay. Or it was a dead ball. Okay, so we won't replay. Those will just offset. The 2-point conversion fails. And Anderson County leads this one 33-0.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
OEB Law Game of the Week. Anderson County running away with this one, pounding the Pounders 33-0 with 6:48 left to go in the first half. Bethel set up to kick this Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Davis Funeral Home with 2 locations in Wartburg and Harriman. Call 882-2000 or 346-2011. Go to davisfuneralhomes.com. Bethel's first 5 kicks
We've got a
have
return.
been in the end zone, but now we get a return from the 2-yard line and up the middle down to about the 25-yard line. is where he's brought down. And for Chattanooga Central, that's Noah Collins.
Very good looking athlete there on the return. If he would have followed his blockers, he would probably have picked up a little bit more on the return, but overall not a bad job.
So this Sexton Automotive drive will begin at the 24, which consequently is the best starting position for Chattanooga Central all night. Hammers
Let's
first and 10.
see what they elect to do with it. I'm anticipating a lot of this zone read.
Handoff, and whoa! Swarmed and dropped in the backfield as Watson.
Number 5 keeps angrily by Pope Russ, the 54. Sets up a second down and 13 at their own.
Now let me ask you this. Watson wears the protective headgear on the helmet. If that really helps, why don't they make everybody wear that?
You know, I don't know yet. It's kind of weird. There's a lot of conflicting studies out there, so they're doing that actively. So I expect more information coming out of that over the next few years.
So that's more of a, I hope this works.
Yes.
Okay. Dropping back to pass and finding running room up the middle is Schwarzel. And Schwarzel, that is a 4-yard pickup, which is the biggest pickup of this first half so far for Chattanooga Central.
That's good.
We see this on the Jeff Cole replay. Schwarzel holding that football out a little bit loosely, though. He's got to take care of it, but it was a good decision by him to tuck it and run. Well, I mean, he didn't tuck it. I just said he didn't tuck it, but you know what I mean, to take it and run. So we'd like to thank Congressman Chuck Fleischman, big supporter of high school football, and our BBB Communications broadcast each week. Served Anderson County in Congress since 2011. Thank you, Congressman, for your tremendous support. And also Regina Copeland. As Schwarzel drops back to pass, his pass falls incomplete. Regina Copeland is the Anderson County trustee, a big supporter of high school football across Anderson County. Thank you, Regina.
And I tell you, this Chattanooga Central offensive line is not that bad in the pass protection game. They just lack a lot of movement and skill to get off that initial defensive lineman and get up the field. But overall, not a bad job in pass protection.
Tonight's game also brought to you by Mayor Terry Frank. Thanks, Anderson County families, for the honor of serving as your mayor. And this punt is wobbly side spiral, side over cider. And that rolls dead at the 35-yard line of Anderson County. And guess what? This will be Anderson County's worst starting field position of the game. So how about that? Also like to say thank you to Tim Isbell, County Commissioner, a longtime supporter of the Mavericks. I know that Mr. Isbell is enjoying tonight's game as Anderson County leads this one 33-0.
I believe we got some substitutions in the game for Anderson County. Looks like Stone Hatmaker has entered the game.
So Attorney Matt Tuck's office, located in Jackson Square of Oak Ridge. He specializes in criminal and civil defense. Thank you, Matt, for your support of high school football. So the senior is back out into the game, and tackled for a loss is Eli Davis.
Big tackle on the play by big number 59, Maurice Williams, the junior defensive tackle for the Purple Pounders. Did a good job getting upfield and making a good tackle.
So a loss of 6 brings up 2nd and 16.
Now this gives Hatmaker an opportunity potentially to have a good throw here. I'm anxious to see him in the throw game.
I am too. A long-time starting quarterback. And he will drop back to pass, and that pass is quickly caught over the middle. And listen, nobody is catching this guy. It's Eli Braden, Tim Shelton, touchdown, Anderson County.
Hatmaker has such good vision and pocket awareness that it's hard for a defensive backfield to cover someone as long as he can keep an eye on that wide receiver.
And that ball comes quickly out of his hands.
Yes, he does a really good job. Quick release, that's exactly what you're looking for. And he's able to thread the needle there to the wide receiver.
So Bethel on to attempt the extra point. Hatmaker will be the holder this time. Bethel, a left-footed kicker. And his kick is up, and it is good. It took 2 plays to go 65 yards, and 1:45 came off the clock. But Anderson County now leads this one 40-0 in your OEB Law game of the week.
Here is Helen Helen.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices.
Race on down!
Back here, OEB Law game of the week. I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by the coach, James Gibson. Hey, Tim Shelton, we see him sponsoring our touchdowns tonight. He's also the Anderson County Register of Deeds, serving the citizens of Anderson County since 2002. And so we welcome him onto our broadcast tonight as Bethel gets set for this Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Davis Funeral Home with 2 locations in Wartburg and Harriman. And this one is a spinner that lands in the end zone. Another touchback will start the Purple Pounders on their Sexton Automotive drive at the 20-yard line with a Hammers 1st and 10.
They're going to back them up and kick. Try to get a good opportunity for a big return here to try to get some positive field position.
I didn't even see the penalty.
They were offsides on the kickoff.
Okay, so you got 2 options there. You can take a 5-yard penalty, right?
Yep.
At the end, or you can make them re-kick after you back them up 5 yards.
Percentages say back them up, but you are talking about a potential SEC kicker here. So let's see where he puts this. This is a good challenge here for him.
Yeah, I mean, he has put a couple kicks towards the back of the end zone, which would make that 5 yards a little moot.
I think you'll see his true power right here. This will be a good measuring stick.
All right, so another Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Here's Bethel from the 35 this time. And it is a spinner, and it is in the end zone again.
And deep in the end zone.
I mean, no difference at all. That landed in almost the same spot.
I tell you what, this guy's got a bright future, and hopefully Knox was paying attention.
Well, you know, Nick Saban's paying attention. We heard that. And also Lane Kiffin paying attention, offering the young man from Anderson County. So this Sexton Automotive drive begins at the 20-yard line. No surprise there. It is a Hammers 1st and 10.
I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of D1, smaller Memphis. A lot of schools are going to be coming at this kid left and right, hoping that the bigger schools land someone else and he falls through the cracks, because he's going to be a really good college kicker.
Schwarzel in the backfield, drops back to pass, lets it go. Has a man there. That pass is complete at the 24-yard line before he's tackled, and that is Adrian Copeland on the reception.
Much needed reception for the Purple Pounders, and unfortunately for them, their player is slow to get up.
He got hit hard, but that's a 4-yard gain, which brings up 2nd and 6, and that's positive yards on 1st down, and that is something new to Chattanooga Central this game. They haven't been gaining yards on 1st down. That's a big deal.
That is a huge deal, and that's a big part of the 40-0 score with 2:30 left.
It shortens your playbook if you don't pick anything up on 1st down.
And it looks like you're going to see more. Oh, look, they're going trips to the top side.
Schwarzel.
See if we see more zone read.
And the shotgun again, handoff Watson. Watson looking for running room, finding none.
It's frustrating as an offensive play caller in those situations where you have no running game and you don't have any play action to be able to back this pressure off. and it don't open the offense up at all if you can't get some completions and some positive run game.
That Anderson County defensive line just forming a great wall of Maverick.
They've won the battle all night long up front.
So no gain on the play, 3rd and 6. Schwarzel, handoff again to Watson, and again Watson tackled. This time he'll lose a yard and bring up 4th and 7. So what do you think about you gain 4 yards on first down and then run it up the middle 2 times in a row from the shotgun position?
Yeah, they're definitely grasping and trying to find something that works for them. As we stated in pregame, it's been a frustrating year for Chattanooga Central, as you can see so far tonight as to why. But hopefully they will turn that program around down there. There's a lot of good athletes in Chattanooga, and this school has had a lot of success in the past.
So Bacon into kick, and this is a short punt again, and this one just dies.
It looked like it bounced off the foot of a Chattanooga Central football player.
Let's see this on the Jeff Cole replay, as we are under a minute to play. It
Yep.
did. Yeah,
Sure
good
did.
eyes. So that's where the ball will be spotted inside Chattanooga Central territory at the 48. This is like where Anderson County has started all night long. Stone Hatmaker back in the
See
game.
them backed up a little bit to challenge Hatmaker a little bit more.
Hatmaker fakes the handoff, looks to the outside. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Miller that time.
That's a big drop there. He will definitely get some teaching during film study. As a wide receiver, you just can't have it. If the ball hits you in hands, you are expected to come down with the ball.
So Anderson County will get the ball at halftime as well. Maybe try to score, put one on the board. Here's Hatmaker. And hits his target, and quickly out of bounds is Cole Phillips.
Anderson County gets some real valuable reps here with some key substitutes. Got some confusion.
Hatmaker drops back to pass. Quickly finds his wideout, but it goes straight through his hands. That was for looking for West. And Zeke West let it go through his fingers. And with 39.8 seconds left, the Mavericks face a 4th and 7. The offense stays on the field. Hatmaker, 3 wideouts to the top side, 1 to the near side. In the backfield is Davis, and we've got a timeout. Anderson County, Coach David Gillum wants to talk about it to see what they're going to do on this big 4th down play.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we've got the vehicles you need to make the most of this season.
Whether you're exploring the great outdoors or cheering on your favorite team, let's take your fall to the next level. In a 2017 F-150 Crew Cab XLT 4x4, $38,990. 2020 Ford Escape Titanium All-Wheel Drive, $29,990. 2017 Subaru Outback Limited, $23,899. At Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, we are your East Tennessee Ford dealership. Come and see us today. Shop RayVarnerFord.com.
Comes onto the field. We wanted to see him try a field goal from here. Would have been about, I don't know, what, a 63-yarder? But instead, Bethel, also the starting punter on this team, will punt for the first time
Let's
tonight.
see if he can get it within the 10. See what kind of touch he has on a punt.
And flags on the play.
We're going to get a look, though. And
landed at the 16.
I was hoping the ref wouldn't catch it. Pretty good hands by the referee, to be honest with you. Guarantee he's played some ball in the past.
And we've got a penalty. That was an illegal substitution? And so that's a 5-yard penalty, and he's 5 yards closer to it. Let's kick a field goal. Coach Gillum, come on, we want to see it. We want to see that leg, Gillum.
I don't think he can hear you, Aaron.
No, I don't think he can. And we've got a flag on the play.
Now I tell you, if this is on,
it's a false start.
Okay.
So back it back up 5 yards. My goodness.
I was about to say, if that's on Chattanooga Central and I'm that coach, my headset is pouring them out in the middle of the field.
All right, so back
Maybe
to a
we'll
4th
get
and
this
7.
one.
Bethel again in punt formation.
Let's see what kind of touch this time. Beautiful
What a
kick.
punt. Wobbly
And he's
spiral, and that. And wait a minute. Did he touch that?
It looked like he did. Referee might be helping him out there.
Yeah. We'll look at this on the replay, but if he called for a fair catch and touched it, and it went through the back of the end zone, that's a safety, is it not?
They got a break. Sometimes you need a break.
Yeah.
Let's see here on the replay. Beautiful kick, as we stated. I mean, awesome hang time. And he called a fair catch, and he...
Ooh, I don't think he did touch it. I think that was a great call by that official.
Yeah, he's right there to make the play.
How about that? All right, so this Sexton Automotive drive begins at the 20-yard line, and on the Hammers 1st and 10, a handoff goes for nothing.
Again, that defensive line of Anderson County, even with the substitutions, they are still winning those battles up front.
And Chattanooga Central not going to run another play. They'll go into the locker room and talk about this. And Anderson County putting on a show with all kinds of different things. Their band put on a great show. The pyrotechnics put on a great show. The dog retrieving a tee puts on a great show. But most important, this main event, the Anderson County Mavericks putting on a great show on the football field as well. They lead it 40-0 at halftime over Chattanooga Central.
Football season, school spirit is at an all-time high. OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we've got the vehicles you need to make the most of this season.
Whether you're exploring the great outdoors or cheering on your favorite team, let's take your fall to the next level. In a 2017 F-150 Crew Cab XLT 4x4, $38,990. 2020 Ford Escape Titanium All-Wheel Drive, $29,990. 2017 Subaru Outback Limited, $23,899. At Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, we are your East Tennessee Ford dealership. Come and see us today. Shop RayVarnerFord.com.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Renai, hot water for all.
Here is Helen Hammer.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices.
Race on down!
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
Breaker, breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week, Chandler Jones just had a birthday. Shared a birthday with my daughter, and I'm trying to talk him into going down to the concession stand and buying him something, but buying me something too. It's one of those kind of nights. It's chilly. It's chilly. We get the window open, and there's a frost warning out. It's going to get into the high upper 30s tonight, and I would say that it feels like football, finally.
It is. This is perfect, ideal football. I'm excited about it, but we got some score updates here. Alcoa leads Kingston. No surprise there, 35-0.
Yep.
Another game, Wartburg 0, Rockwood 27 at half. John Webb doing big things down there at Rockwood. He's got a heck of a coaching staff, as does most Roane County teams. A lot of former head coaches on most of the coaching staffs in Roane County. Another score, Ray County 17, Soddy Daisy 7. That's a big powerhouse football team down in there in Ray County, and Soddy Daisy always plays tough. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Saudi Daisy has something like 14 state championships in softball. Talk about impressive. Another score, we got Mount Juliet 14 to Oak Ridge 20. That's a huge score. Oak Ridge has had a lot of success versus Mount Juliet over the last couple years.
Yeah, it's amazing. We went on a road trip with Channel 12 for the first time that they had ever done that. They went on the road, took us with them, thank goodness. We went to Mount Juliet, and we got to see that Oak Ridge Wildcat team win on the road at Mount Juliet. A huge win. It was a big upset, and I thought, well, you know what, Mount Juliet, they're going to show up at Blankenship Field, and they're going to get their revenge, and it ain't happening.
No,
so far.
Well, it's we play tough football down here in East Tennessee, and sometimes those Middle Tennessee and West Tennessee teams get confident, racking up a big win versus some lesser talented teams, and they run across an East Tennessee team that's used to running that football and got these big, strong athletes that sometimes don't work out good for them.
Now, when I first got into broadcasting, specifically sports broadcasting, they said make sure you stay neutral, don't root for anybody. But you know what? I'm going to root for our local teams over out of town teams. So you know, I'm going go Oak Ridge. I'm rooting for you in this game against Mount Juliet tonight.
Go Wildcats! All right, next we got Loudon 14. Sweetwater 7. That's an old school rivalry game. Loudon is old historical powerhouse. East Tennessee football, several state championships. Who, under former head coach Chig Ratledge, legendary football coach over there, won a lot of football games over there. And Jeff Harg doing a really good job at Loudon currently. 09 to 10, Meigs County 21. Now, here's an interesting thing that I picked up on watching Meigs County. Triple option and wing T offenses move the football pretty well against Meigs County. Rockwood, I believe, scored 27 points against them, and 09 is having some pretty good success early on with 10 points.
Let's look at some of these stats, and then I know you've got a couple more scores to go through, but look at these stats, and this is indicative of the kind of game we've had. Sometimes stats don't tell the whole story, but these stats tell the story tonight. First downs, 11 for Anderson County, 0 for Chattanooga Central. Rushing yards, 129 for Anderson County, -1 for Chattanooga Central. You know what that means? That means I can't count their rushing yards on my fingers because I would have to chop one off. All right, passing yards, 160 for Anderson County, just 11 for Chattanooga Central. Total yards, 289 to 11 total yards for Chattanooga Central. No. Brad Jones is offering to cut one of my fingers off. No, that ain't happening.
Let me get the camera rolling before you do, though. We're going to get some likes.
We're going viral. Penalties, 5 for Anderson County for 35 yards. And if you got to point to something that's disappointing for Anderson County, I would say that's probably it.
It really is. I mean, this is just a total one-sided ball game, as you see there. It's just pretty devastating for the Chattanooga Central Purple Pounders to have 11 total yards of offense, and they are a run-first team, and they've got -1. So that just kind of shows you the dominance level right now between these two programs for Anderson County.
Yeah, what's more is they lead time of possession by almost 6 minutes. So they've had the ball for almost 6 minutes, and they're down 40 points at halftime.
That's kind of the tale of the story so far.
It is. So Anderson County doing what we thought Anderson County would do. And so when you come into a game like this, and we talked about it a little bit in pregame, this is not really one of those exciting games for us to do. We want close games. We want exciting games. But you know what? I'm excited to see this Anderson County football team. You've got Bethel, the kicker, who is receiving D1 offers and a heck of a punter. We finally got to see him punt one time, and you get to see the quarterbacks for Anderson County. This team there's a lot of hype surrounding them with good reason, and you know that they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, and it's going to be Anderson County versus Elizabethton or Greenville again, and maybe Anderson County pulls that off this year, and we can say, like, I got to cover that team when they made it to Cookeville.
Made it past Greenville. And talk about a good game next week. Game of the week next week is Oliver Springs at Cofield. You talk about a slobber knocker.
Yeah, and so Oliver Springs is up big at halftime over. They're playing Oakdale, and Coalfield was off this week. I believe Coalfield was off for COVID this week. No, they were just off. They just had okay. So that game right there will determine the Region 2 Single A championship, and we'll get to be there for that. So we talked about it earlier. You love how these late games can determine championships, and that's a situation that we will have back there. As you see, both Coalfield and Oliver Spring is the only teams in that region so far that have clinched a playoff spot. But Midway, after that Greenback-Harriman deal, they will have clinched as well.
You know, we hate 2020 pretty bad with everything that's been going on, but you know who hates 2020 even more?
Who's that?
The Greenback Cherokee. That's who.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting at 1-4. When was the last time you seen that?
It's been a long time. And you look at their overall as 1-4. Their one victory was a COVID victory, and they will get another COVID victory over Harriman. So their 2 wins will be due to COVID-19 forfeits.
Yeah, that's tough now.
It is.
They got some rebuilding to do over there.
They do, and they're capable of doing it. There's a lot of talent in that area. So you've got a couple other scores to tell us about.
Yes, more scores. We got Oliver Spring up big against Oakdale. We got a big game over in Knoxville, as we talked about in our pregame, with Knoxville Farragut 17, Bearden 10. That's a big game over there in Knoxville.
It is. They completely hate each other. It was interesting. I didn't know how big of a rivalry that was until I got in college, and I was doing some internships over there in some of the sporting world, I'll say, of Knoxville. And I was working with 2 people who, one of them was a Bearden grad and the other one was a Farragut grad, and they were kind of going at each other. And it just so happened that there was some vandalism that took place. Do you remember this? Back in 2007, 2008? I believe it was some people from some Bearden students broke into Farragut, or the other way around, and they drew some inappropriate things on the press box and on the field. They painted some inappropriate things, and when I learned about that, then it kind of opened my eyes to how big of a rivalry that is, and I got some education on that from people that I knew that had graduated from those respective schools. But yeah, that's a really big deal.
Well, it's just right down the road from each other, and those kids grow up playing each other from the time they're little, and it's a big rivalry. But we got another game. We got Campbell County 14 leading the Falcons of Fulton 7.
Yeah, and Fulton trying so hard to get that season back on track. They've struggled the last couple of years.
They really have, and a lot of that contributes to a lot of these younger players coming up out of elementary school choosing to go elsewhere right now. Powell and Central and West is loading up, and the traditional powers like Fulton and Austin East is struggling right now.
And if you look at those are the Region 3 5A standings, as West leading the standings now because they had that win against Powell last week, that huge win over Powell. And then the rest of the standings, you look at that, man, that is a formidable region. But now with Powell and West flexing their muscles, because you think about it, what was it, a couple of years ago, Powell started 0-6 because they had to forfeit games. And they didn't look like the Powell team that we had seen from the years past with Deshaun Mobley and some of those other players. And Powell's back.
Yeah, they were able to turn that around really quick over there. They had a huge influx of talent from all over Knoxville, it looks like, and they have been reaping the benefits.
But you see, looking at these standings, why this Fulton-Campbell County game is so big, because Fulton is still trying to get into the playoffs despite the year that they've had. And if Campbell County pulls off that upset, then all of a sudden Fulton's chances of a postseason aren't great.
And I tell you what, the Price brothers over at Campbell County have done a great job over the years, winning a lot of big-time ball games over there. Really turned that program around. So they're really good, dandy football coach. And one coaches offense, the other one coaches defense. The head coach is actually in the press box, and his twin brother, is down on the field, and they're a really good duo over there.
Now, this is 5A standings. Am I wrong? When we were in high school, was Campbell County not a AA school?
I don't think they were ever a AA. I think they were 4A.
Okay, I was thinking that they were.
They might have been close to 3A.
I don't know. I might have to go to the Coach T history and look at that, because I could have sworn that's a lot of growth.
Now, they did play a lot of double and AAA teams back in my day.
Now, speaking of that, though, we're talking about teams growing in their school population and things like that. The new enrollment numbers were just released, and we looked at them, and there might be some teams in this area. Well, not this area per se, but in our area, the Morgan-Roane County area, that their numbers have dropped quite a bit. They might drop
significantly.
Yeah.
Like the schools like Wartburg Central, they're floating around close to being single A.
Yeah, so a few years ago, they were looking at the mid 400s in their enrollment. Now they're in the upper 300s in enrollment. That's a huge drop-off.
Oliver Springs, a huge drop-off. And when I was in high school, Oliver Springs was close to being a AAA school.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well, yeah, when I was in high school, they were AA in basketball and moved to single A while I was in high school. So you look at that transition. To be AA in basketball, where there are only 3 classifications, you've got to have 600-700 kids.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. It's going to be fun to watch how the TSSAA moves forward in their building a single A and AA, all the classifications. Single A and AA is the biggest. Has the biggest impact here. Once you get on up into 4 and 5 and 6A, they kind of mesh pretty well.
Now, Brad, I'm going to ask you to put the 6A poll back up there when you get a chance. But, yeah, okay, so here's what we're talking about. The enrollment numbers, Oakdale at 140, Sunbright 152, Coalfield 162. We're used to that. Okay, that's normal. But if you look at Oliver Springs down to 281. So in 10 years, their enrollment has dropped 300, 400 kids.
Oh, easy.
It's incredible. And then you look at Harriman. Harriman and Rockwood are just, 21 students off in enrollment?
And Harriman actually used to be close to 3A. They were a very large school back in the day.
So, and as Brad Jones, you know him, he's Brad. As Brad tells us, Oliver Springs had some rezoning that took place that sent some of their kids other places, so that makes sense. As to why you would have such a dramatic drop-off so quickly. But, if you remember back, 2005, you had the Oliver Springs girls basketball team with Laura Hall. They were playing in state championship games, and then, again with Kayla Christopher a couple years later. But to see that drop-off for them to go from a AA in basketball, almost AAA in football, to having 281 students, that's
significant. I mean, you're going to have several teams there, Harriman and Rockwood, that is going to be close to fighting for that single A position. Well, I know Rockwood would love to be in single A.
Can you believe that Rockwood? Could you believe that Rockwood could be single A?
Yeah,
that sounds out of this world to me.
It is. It just shows you that rural America has been losing a lot of families due to lack of jobs and employment.
Now, and Brad was pointing out to us, Oak Ridge now will be flirting with 6A.
Ooh, so that's a big jump.
Yeah, that is. So here's your Class 1A poll. South Pitt up top. Coalfield there, undefeated Coalfield at 3rd. And you've got Copper Basin at 4th. And you see the numbers in parentheses are the first place votes. So Coalfield actually getting a first place vote there. So Copper Basin at number 2. Or I'm sorry, with 2 first place votes sitting there at number 4. Not really anything too out of the ordinary there. In 2A, you got Peabody and Meigs County sitting at 1 and 2. That was your state championship game last year.
I'll tell you, something that impresses me is Bledsoe County, number 5. It's been a while since I've really seen Bledsoe have a 7-0 season.
Yeah, and you see South Green and Hampton, they're in Region 1. So you're looking, South Green and Hampton are going to be first-round opponents for some of the Region 2 teams that we have covered this year. You're talking Rockwood trying to, solidify their
traditionally, that region has owned that upper East Tennessee region with Hampton and the Green schools. traditionally.
Yeah, so you're looking so Oneida will be in that third playoff spot, we think, which means they will go on the road, and most likely they will go on the road to Hampton or South Green.
And
so
that's a
be
very
tough.
favorable matchup for Oneida, though. They don't have the athletes that we have here in this area. So we'll see. Keep an eye on that.
So in Class 3A, if you look at it, Loudon sitting there, undefeated still, 7-0 in that fourth spot. The job that the Redskins have done these last couple of years has been pretty fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, but what stands out to me right there was Claiborne County.
Yeah.
With one loss on the season. I tell you, I used to play them in high school. We used to rout them at Wartburg. So they're doing something special over there.
So this is fun. We're here at Anderson County tonight. They're 8th in this poll. Their region foe, East Hamilton, is sitting there in 5th. That's going to change. I'm telling you, Tim Elrod said the same thing. He said, hey, they're ranked ahead of us. That could be I don't think it's going to be a good game. I think Anderson County is going to wipe the field with them. But you saw ranked first in the state in 4A was Elizabethton, ranked 10th was Greenville. They're in a tight game tonight. As you see, Knoxville's just loaded with talent. West, Powell, Central, South Doyle on that list. There's Ray County, like you were talking
East
about.
Tennessee school. I tell you, the talent has really started to shift towards East Tennessee over the last 5 years, and it's pretty significant.
And you see on that 6A poll, Mount Juliet, 7th, they are down at halftime to Oak Ridge at Blankenship Field tonight. So that would be a top 10 win for Oak Ridge and Coach Joe Gaddis. So with our Davis Funeral Home kickoff, here is, for the first time tonight, the Purple Pounders. And that is a short kick taken at the 31-yard line and up across the 45 down to about the 46-yard line. And so just like that, Anderson County is in about the same starting position for this Sexton Automotive drive that they've been in the entire game. Starting position has been amazing for Anderson County tonight.
All night long. I mean, it makes it easy.
Stone Hatmaker back onto the field at quarterback, the senior, Eli Davis. Beside him at running back. 3 wide receivers up top, 1 at the bottom. And we are on a running clock now as the advantage is over 35 points, I'm pretty sure is the spot. And Hatmaker drops the snap, has to fall on it. And so it's going to be second and a bunch.
Hatmaker gets on the bobbled exchange, sets up a second down.
Pretty common when you have a lot of substitutions like Anderson County's had right now. This is why it's a really good opportunity to get those youngsters some playing time. To work out all these kinks now. Getting the change of the play from the sideline.
And you think, get your backup quarterback some time out there, get him some experience. This backup quarterback has tons of experience. This is not so much for him as it is the rest of the players out there. As you see that easy toss and catch. So 3rd and, let's call it 6 from midfield. Hatmaker drops back to pass, sets up the wide receiver screen. It's complete. Picking up the first down and more. Down to the 30, down to the sideline, and out of bounds around the 10-yard line. It will be a Hammers first and something.
Really good play, really good blocking down the field. Gave the wide receiver to have some running room. You see there, offensive line running open down the field, getting a hand on a hat.
Yeah, that is sophomore Braden Miller on that huge reception. And it is a Hammers first and 10, as another first down can be picked up inside the 2-yard line. Hatmaker.
A lot of room at the top side.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers there as well. Instead, the handoff goes to Davis. Davis with a lot of running room and tripped up and dropped from behind. Great tackle that time. And on the tackle is London Martin.
Good effort on the tackle.
I thought that was a touchdown for sure.
Really good blocking there.
So Hatmaker, after the 6-yard pickup, brings his team up to the line of scrimmage.
They could probably score on the same play right here.
So they run the same formation. They put 3 wideouts to the wide side of the field. Fake handoff, or actually fake pass, and Davis does get the handoff.
Another good tackle there by the Chattanooga defender, number 8.
Let's look on this Matt Tuck replay.
Barely tripped him up.
Came off his block. Make that tackle.
Positive play for film review.
3rd and 2. Clock continues to run. 2 wideouts either side this time. Hatmaker, handoff up the middle, and that looks like Luke Hensley, a freshman on this team, and does he get the first down? Yes, he does. Hammers 1st and goal. Ball is spotted at the 1.4-yard line, whatever that means. Hatmaker, this time fakes the handoff, is going to keep it himself, and runs for the goal line, stretches, has it, and it's a Rick Shelton touchdown.
I tell you, number 2 for Chattanooga Central.
Who's Rick Shelton?
Still looking for his cleats.
That's a Tim Shelton touchdown.
Hatmaker plumb broke his feet. You know, he's way more athletic than we like to give him credit for. Watch this. Yep.
Yeah, and that guy that he made fall down that's no big deal. It's just one of their starting running backs. No big deal.
Hatmaker's a dandy-looking quarterback, and I think he's demanding a little more playing time.
And on to attempt the extra point is Bethel, and that is good. So Anderson County adds another point to this lead. It is now 47-0 over Chattanooga Central.
Yes, sir.
Runs for the goal line, stretches.
Excellent.
OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we've got the vehicles you need.
Back at the OEB Law Game of the Week. OEB Law will turn your wreck into a check. Visit wreckintoacheck.com. See what OEB Law can do for you. The future Division I and probably Power 5 kicker Daniel Bethel is on to kick this one off. Davis Funeral Home with 2 locations, one in Wartburg, the other in Harriman. And here's that kickoff. And it's a spinner that will – the officials blew the whistles before that ball even landed. It's almost like it's not even worth it anymore. And the clock continues to run. We are inside 7:20 left to play as the Purple Pounders of Chattanooga Central will begin this Sexton automotive drive at the 20-yard line.
Good opportunity here for the Anderson County defense to get some substitutions in here, get some live repetitions. It will help their football program.
And you can see some clean jerseys out there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
And that's what you want to see. And you will still see these starters in for Chattanooga Central, looks like.
Yep, that's Schwarzel. In the backfield with him is that guy that Stone Hatmaker juked out of his shoes. That's Noah Collins. And we've got a stoppage and play. And that's an offsides on Anderson County.
And that's just fresh bodies in the game, excited to get some reps. got to keep your eye on the ball.
So Hammers 1st and 5. Schwarzel. Handoff. Collins. Collins tries to get to the outside and unable to do it. That will bring up 2nd and 5.
Really good disciplined defense by the Anderson County substitutes. They read the play, flowed to the football.
So Hammers 1st and 5.
Schwarzel. Handoff.
Hard to overcome the early pressure there.
So 2nd and 5. You saw that the total yardage for Chattanooga Central was 11. So far that hasn't improved. Although I can take that back now. A quick hitter.
Looks like it's first down. The first.
Yeah, and that goes to senior Ethan Black. And yes, you are correct. That is the first down of the game for Central. Ball spotted just across the 30-yard line. It will be a Hammers 1st and 10.
Good for a purple pounder first down.
Clock continues to run as we go under 5 minutes left to play in this third quarter.
Let's see if Chattanooga Central can get a drive going here.
Schwarzel, pass is complete. Oh, my gosh.
Big hit by number 5, Braden Miller, the sophomore, 5'9", 160.
Now we do have an injury on the field.
Who plays bigger than he really is.
Shoo, man. Let's look at this turning Matt Tuck replay. Gracious. And that pass was intended for Collins, and Collins a little bit slow to get up. He does get up, though.
Looks like the Chattanooga Central coach is arguing for a target in play.
Well, I can tell you by looking at the replay
that's a clean hit.
Yeah, it was completely clean. It wasn't excessive at all. It didn't extend his arms, and that's just
football.
That's football.
And it's frustrating. You fight for your players as a football coach, and you've not had a lot of success this year, and you want your players to see that you have their back.
Watson back into the game at running back. Schwarzel still the quarterback. Schwarzel, 3-step drop. Looks, has to get rid of it, and looking to try to find a receiver in the area. There was no receiver in the area, so this will be intentional grounding on the quarterback.
Number 16.
Schwarzel.
Schwarzel was wrapped up by number 53.
Okay, so now they're going to wave that penalty off and call an incomplete pass. So one of the officials came up and said somebody was in the area. If you look at the Matt Tuck replay, if you look at the bottom right of your screen, yeah, there's nobody. There's nobody even close. But Chattanooga Central is going to stop this clock and talk about this 3rd and long. So we'll tell you that Anderson County leads this one 47-0.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we've got the vehicles you need to make the most of this season.
Whether you're exploring the great outdoors or cheering on your favorite team, let's take your fall to the next level. In a 2017 F-150 Crew Cab XLT 4x4, $38,990. 2020 Ford Escape Titanium All-Wheel Drive, $29,990. 2017 Subaru Outback Limited, $23,899. At Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, we are your East Tennessee Ford dealership. Come and see us today. Shop RayVarnerFord.com.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week. OEB Law donates a $1,000 check each week during Rivalry Thursday and during our OEB Law Game of the Week to a high school club or student that best exemplifies school spirit of the home team. So there you see Tim Elrod of OEB Law presenting that $1,000 check. And Elrod very happy to give that away here at his alma mater. And on a Wildcat, we've got a fumble on the play as it's Watson fumbling but able to fall on it. That's the second or third time we've seen Watson drop the football out of that Wildcat position. hasn't resulted in a turnover yet at his alma mater.
It's been real close. It's like I said, it's frustrating for that team right now. They can't get anything going offensively or defensively. So they're reaching right now, trying to just look for any kind of success that they can build off of.
So Bacon in to punt this one away, and this is a punt that quickly lost momentum in air with a backspin, and it will land at the 40-yard line of Anderson County. That's where the Mavericks will begin their next Sexton Automotive drive with a Hammers first and 10. Hey, tonight's game brought to you by Jeff Cole, Anderson County Clerk. Jeff has 3 offices that serve the residents of Anderson County in Norris, Oak Ridge, and the Anderson County Courthouse. Also, Regina Copeland, Anderson County trustee, who's a big supporter of high school football across Anderson County. Thank you, Regina. Anderson County Mayor Terry Frank thanks Anderson County families for the honor of serving them as their mayor. So, new quarterback in the game now. That's Tate Russell, a sophomore on this team. Eli Davis in the backfield with him. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And before Russell can take his first snap in this game, he will be flagged for a delay of game.
Entering the quarterback, number 1, Tate Russell. Anderson County called for a 5-yard delay of game penalty. Sets up a first down.
So we'll get to see what Russell can do from quarterback. He's 6'1", 170-pounder. First, he's going to hand off to Davis, and Davis picks up the 5 yards that were lost on that penalty, but there is a flag on the far side of the field.
Like a potential horse collar there. Let's see what the referee saw.
No, the official saw a hold. So that will back the Mavericks up 10 more yards, and we'll have a Hammers first and 25.
Potentially on the right tackle there.
Ooh, I saw what you said was potentially a horse collar, though. Well, it'll depend on where they spot the ball here, because they mark off the penalty from the spot of the foul.
As weird as this is to say, I'm glad to see Anderson County backed up here just for a little more challenge here. First and forever.
Yeah, first and 26. And a quick out on first down is incomplete as Russell tried hitting Braden.
And Braden is also listed as the quarterback. Just missed the ball right off his fingertips. Got a little T-Rex arms on him there. Stretch out for the football.
3 sophomore quarterbacks on this Anderson County team.
The rich get richer, Aaron.
Yeah.
Chattanooga Central saying, let me get one.
Tate Russell looking downfield. He has a man there wide open. That pass is complete. Huge yardage down the sideline and brought down in Chattanooga Central territory. That's Cole Phillips.
5'8", 145, coming up with a big catch. Sitting on it, waited on it for what seemed like forever.
Yeah, and Chattanooga Central just got lost, and that's how we will end this third quarter. We've got 12 minutes more to play. Anderson County driving with a third-string quarterback, leading this one 47-0.
And that's the end of the third quarter. With your score, Anderson County 47, Chat.
Is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Law game of the week. And we would like to say a big thank you to attorney Matt Tuck. His office is located in Jackson Square in Oak Ridge. Matt specializes in criminal and civil defense. Thank you, Matt, for your support of high school football. And Tim Isbell, County Commissioner, a longtime supporter of the Mavericks. And he's very happy tonight as Anderson County leads over Chattanooga Central 47-0 in this region matchup. Puts Anderson County one step closer to a region championship. As now Tate Russell has taken over at starting quarterback, and we've got another stoppage in play, and Chattanooga Central is going to call a timeout on this first down. This Hammers 1st and 10 to start this fourth quarter.
Timeout, Purple Pounders.
Ann Coria is Anderson County Public Defender. Ann was born and raised in Anderson County, and she graduated from Oak Ridge High School. We certainly appreciate her support tonight. Tim Shelton is Anderson County Register of Deeds, serving the citizens of Anderson County since 2002. Jeff Cole, Anderson County Clerk. And also Congressman Chuck Fleischman, a big supporter of high school football and our BBB Communications broadcast each week. And he served Anderson County in Congress since 2011. Thank you, Congressman, for the tremendous support. Russell brings his team back out onto the field to start this fourth quarter. Davis in the backfield with him, 3 wideouts to the right. Fakes a handoff to Davis and hits his receiver on the left side. And making a move is Zeke West. These receivers for Anderson County, they got some wiggle to them.
And guess what? Another sophomore. 6'2", 170, a really good-looking athlete for Anderson County. I think he's got a bright future here playing for the Mavericks.
I would say so. You're looking down this roster. You don't see a lot of seniors on this roster.
You don't, which that's a good problem.
So Russell on the Hammers 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 14-yard line. Handoff goes to Davis. Davis makes a man miss in the backfield, tries to get to the outside, is cut down after a gain of probably 1, and it'll be second and long.
Down by number 8, London Martin. Davis goes around right edge and gets back to.
Good run off the edge. The cornerback for Chattanooga Central did a really good job coming up field and making a solid tackle. Unfortunately for him, he had to be helped to the sideline there.
Yeah, that's one thing. You get deep into this game. This game is well decided. You hope that all the players can stay safe in these minutes. So Russell still in at quarterback, fakes the handoff, finds a wide receiver on a screen and maybe a couple of yards. And that goes to Eli Braden, another sophomore.
You know, Anderson County's a dandy-looking football squad from top to bottom down their roster. But here's just a little bit of a surprising stat. We've covered a lot of smaller schools this year, and Anderson County, they've got 8 players over 250 pounds. When we covered Auburn Springs, they actually had 9. You're talking about a school with 283 students compared to 1,100.
Shoo. And Russell on this pass out, reaching for the end zone, does not get it. He's going to be marked short, but how about that effort from Cole Phillips?
Another sophomore. Very good, talented wide receiver again. You know, the rich get richer, as we've said a couple times tonight. Good catch, good throw.
Josh, I like that pass.
And I like the effort. He lowered that shoulder and stretched that ball out to hit the pylon.
Ooh, he got robbed. 2 wideouts either side. Handoff up the middle, looking for the goal line. Does he get in? Yeah, he gets in. It's a Tim Shelton touchdown, Anderson County. Eli Davis on a 3-yard run puts 6 more up on that board for Anderson County.
And guess what? Another sophomore and another running back that's 225 pounds.
Wow. Yeah, Anderson County, they've definitely got some things to work with for years to come.
And mind you, this is still against Chattanooga Central's starters.
7 plays, 74 yards, 5:26 off the clock as PAT fails. But there's a flag on the play, and it's going to be offsides on Chattanooga Central. So they'll line it up and do it again. Now, this is not Daniel Bethel in the game right now, kicking for Anderson County.
Moves the ball to the 1.5-yard line. Again, number 35.
This is Chris Nelson. And would you tell us what grade he's in?
Sophomore.
Of course he's a sophomore.
They are loaded. Oh, he just missed it.
And this one goes wide left, so we will stay at 53 for the score. 8:48 left to go in this football game. Anderson County in control.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Back at your OEB Law Game of the Week. So, Anderson County's record when scoring 40 points or more since the year 2000 is 81-3. That's going to go to 82-3 after tonight.
Again, as we stated, it's been a good opportunity for this depth chart of Anderson County to get some valuable live repetitions against some starters of Chattanooga Central, which is a really good opportunity for those younger players.
So we will get to see Bethel back out there for this kickoff, but that's probably all we're going to see Bethel for the rest of the night. This Davis Funeral Home kickoff, Davis Funeral Home with 2 locations in Wartburg and Harriman. And this kickoff is not going to make it to the end zone. It's taken at the 5-yard line, quickly getting upfield for Chattanooga Central across the 25 where he's finally down, and that's Noah Collins.
Tackled by quarterback Russell. Stops the ball on the 30-yard line, sets up a first down and 10.
I've never seen well, actually, I'm going to take that back. The only person I've ever seen so excited for tea is my wife. She likes sweet tea. It's a horrible joke. You got to do something to stay lively, though. And
talking about sweet tea, that giant M on the middle of the field, they got some pretty good sweet tea at McDonald's.
They do.
It'll about give you diabetes just taking a sip, but it is good.
It is very good.
Caroline. They've done a great job here at Anderson County.
It's a wonderful atmosphere. It really is. And
good
some
run.
Running room.
Look here.
For Chattanooga Central, and the biggest gain of the day on this Sexton Automotive drive and Hammers 1st and 10 is possibly going to be negated by a penalty.
That's unfortunate, too. I tell you, it's a good run by the Chattanooga Central quarterback / running back.
And it is a hold on Chattanooga Central, so it's coming back. But, you feel for Michael Watson there because that young man has been trying to find running room all game long, and he finally finds a little bit and makes the most out of it. But unfortunately, it's not going to count. So we will have a Hammers 1st and 7 after the penalty.
Just a reminder, next week's game with East Hamilton will be.
Like to see Chattanooga Central have some success here. Try to achieve some offensive philosophy.
Watson will send 3 wideouts to the top side of the field, but he will hand off to his running back. That's Collins. Collins runs out of bounds around the 35, 36-yard line, which will bring up second short.
Yeah, you virtually see no fake out of the quarterback there. You want to see more fake out of the quarterback to draw that defense to him a little bit more to cause that running back to have some more open running lane. Again, this Chattanooga team needs a lot of film study. They need to see themselves playing on film and correct some mistakes that way as well.
And handoff again.
Same thing. There's
Collins just wrapped up and brought down.
Easy to play defense against this offense.
Number 64, Garrett Nelson.
You have two keys right here, that quarterback and running back, and numbers win.
Really nothing to do there. It's a read play, but what, are you really reading anything? Because everything's
normally you like to say a read option there, and they're not really having an option.
Yeah. All right. So this quarterback keeper and Watson is just swarmed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's easy to play defense against that. You got two reads, quarterback, running back. You take one, I'll take the other one. Let's see what happens.
And clock continues to run, and Chattanooga Central is happy about that. Yeah.
You know, the Chattanooga Central coaches have their job cut out for them moving forward. You got to get these players bought in. You got to really put a lot of extra work in on the off season, teaching X's and O's and weight room fundamentals.
Yeah, just down. Oh, as Bacon almost has that block, but instead kicks it straight up in the air, and that is a net punt of 1 yard.
Actually, heads up play there by number 54.
It was.
You might have seen a TSSAA record for shortest negative punt.
Whew. Just down the road from here, the fourth quarter is about to begin at Blankenship Field. The Wildcats lead over Mount Juliet 27-20.
Woo-hoo. Might be a party tonight in Oak Ridge.
So how many times in your lifetime have you seen the punter down the punt? Because that's what just happened.
I don't think ever.
You just did.
Yeah, probably have.
You just did. So Tate Russell back into the game at quarterback, and in the backfield with him is freshman Luke Hensley.
Let's get Hensley some ball carries here. The young freshman. Here he goes.
And Hensley does.
Good vision. Good blocking.
Now, here's the funny thing about Hensley. He's also listed as a quarterback. You see on this Attorney Matt Tuck replay. Didn't try to rush anything. Picked up 3 yards.
5'10", 175 pounds, and he must have been wearing lead boots when he weighed. Looks like some kind of roll out here.
And Russell quickly throws it out.
Off the ball.
That pass ball is incomplete.
Dalen Coe, another freshman, 5'6", 150, listed out as a running back. In that situation there, you want to see that wide receiver just come more to the ball. But as a quarterback, you got to get it there.
Yeah. So here's Russell, 3 wide receivers to his left, handoff, goes to his tailback, and finding some running room up to the 20-yard line is the freshman Hensley.
He's got some good speed.
Yeah, what I really liked on that play, and maybe we'll see it on the Matt Tuck replay here, look at his lateral movement. That's what was impressive to me. Look at him. Get sideways, find that hole.
And fell forward. He did a really good job there, and I'll tell you, get some valuable experience against the Chattanooga Central starters.
Yeah, and if you're Anderson County, you can just about run out the clock here.
Score update, Farragut 38, Bearden 17 in the third quarter.
Okay, that's finally getting about where we thought it probably would.
Loudon 31, Sweetwater 7 in the third. Woo. And here's your score update, Campbell County 20, Fulton 20 in the third.
All right. So Hensley gets the handoff and picks up maybe 1.
Hardin Valley 14, Jefferson County 7.
Wow.
With 1 minute to go in the game, it's Anderson County 53, Purple Pounders nothing. Reminder, next week.
Got under a minute left to go in this one, and we've got a timeout on the field. Chattanooga Central is going to call a timeout, and the clock continues to run. Somebody's got to stop the clock. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, so but they're not actually going to take a timeout. They're just stopping the clock. That's interesting. Why do you think they would do that?
No clue. No idea what they had going on there. Try to correct some kind of mistake that they had going on. Just an opportunity to do a little bit of coaching there, I'm sure. But something I don't like seeing is on the sidelines there. A lot of players separated and distancing themselves from certain players and cliques on the Chattanooga Central sideline. That's never good to see.
That's something that a coach would bring up, because I wouldn't notice that looking across the way, but you do see it. If you look at Chattanooga Central, you see 4 groups of players. You look at Anderson County, you see one bunch right here.
Yep, and discipline goes a long way.
And so
especially in success.
That could be telling. So Russell takes the knee, and that will be enough to run the time off the clock. And Anderson County is going to get out of here with a 53-0 region victory. And I'm impressed with the Mavericks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, what else can you say but spectacular tonight? 53-0. I believe they were close to around 450 yards of offense and held their opponent to, 20? So, yeah, I think that's a huge success for the Anderson County Mavericks tonight, and a very good, well-earned victory over the Chattanooga Central Purple Pounders.
Yeah, and you see the fireworks display. We came here last year, and I was so excited because everybody talks about the pregame and everything, and then the fireworks and how big of a show was put on. We didn't get it. We were in dry season, and they were afraid of the fire hazard, which I completely understand and I support. And but tonight we get to see the fireworks, and that's great. That's great.
What an atmosphere. What a place to play high school football on Friday night.
Yeah, they're doing great things here. And
they've been doing great things here for a long time.
Yeah, I can't say enough about them. As Anderson County again gets the victory. And in just a moment, we'll have final stats for you. We'll go over those. But, yeah, we have made it through 9 weeks of high school football. We're gonna step into a booth for just 2 more times this season. It comes and it goes quickly. Let's look at these stats. First downs, 13 for Anderson County, just 1 for Chattanooga Central. Rushing yards, 213 to 6. Passing yards, 261 to 16. 22 total yards for Chattanooga Central. That defense for Anderson County was dominant.
That's the only word that you need, just dominant. Big red dominant, just plastered all over those stats there. It's pretty sluggish for Chattanooga Central. I've not seen much worse than that. And it kind of reminds me of some of those old Kentucky, Tennessee stat lines back in the day.
Yeah, back in the good old days, yeah. 475 total yards for Anderson County, 7 penalties for 46 yards. So I think there were 6 penalties in the first half and 7. So you only are penalized 1 time in the second half for Anderson County. That's good. 8 penalties for 63 yards Chattanooga Central, and 25 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock for Anderson County. Chattanooga Central with the rest of those. So, yeah, there's not much else you can say about this. This game was purely dominated by Anderson County.
I want you to take a look at the screen right now, and what you see here is what you call discipline. The coach has he's clearly in control of this whole team. They're praying together. Look at how perfectly lined up that bunch is in front of their coaches, getting the final instruction. And that is a big testament as to why you've seen 53-0 on that scoreboard.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach David Gillum has a great program here in Anderson County. And this is the only time that we get to cover this team this year. But I'm definitely going to follow the Mavericks into the postseason and see what they're able to do, because every year you think maybe this is the year, maybe this is the year, maybe this is the year. And I got to say, man, maybe this is the year that Anderson County gets over that hump. If you look at their 2 losses, were to South Doyle and Powell.
Powerhouses.
And those were close games. And so you think if Anderson County can play Powell and can play South Doyle as closely as they did, then you got to believe that they can hang with whoever the competition is in 4A.
Well, like we've said all night, these ball games here is a big reason as to why you'll have success later on in the playoffs. When you start counting on your depth, digging down deeper on your roster, well, if those players have more live reps throughout the season in games such as this, it really springs your football program forward because those players have some valuable reps. So they're not as less experiences as they would have been if you wouldn't have had those situations.
That's true, and you can't simulate game speed in practice.
Never.
You just can't do it. So it is a great opportunity for these players to play and get the opportunity out there to get those reps.
It really is. A long trip home for Chattanooga Central. They've got a lot of work to do, get in the classroom and really learn the game of football and what it takes to really put forth that effort for all 4 quarters.
So I'm going to see if I can find some scores for you of interest. Right now, 27-21 into the 4th quarter is Oak Ridge's lead over Mount Juliet. 48-0 is Rockwood's lead over Wartburg. Oliver Springs defeats Oakdale tonight, 50-14. Loudon is up on Sweetwater. Last count I have is 21-7. You have an updated score to that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Farragut up on Bearden. I know you said this one, 38-17. And that game has gone final, the Rockwood-Wartburg game. Rockwood defeats the Bulldogs 48-0. Meigs County, the last one we have on this one is from halftime. They were up 21-10. Campbell County leads over Fulton 26-20 with 8:29 left to go and held Fulton on a 4th down to force a turnover on downs right around Campbell County's goal line. So a big stand by Campbell County. That would be a huge loss for Fulton, but I would argue maybe an even bigger win for Campbell County.
Oh, it really is. Campbell County needs that win, so I'm sure the emotions are riding high over there right now.
Some other scores of interest. Carnes is up on Heritage 34-24. It's a final. Alcoa defeats Kingston 41-0, handing the Yellow Jackets their first region loss, but it's Alcoa buzzsaw. Now I'm seeing a final score now. And I'm not sure if this is true, but this is, shut up, phone. Sorry, that was my phone in the background. You got to love ads. I'm seeing a final. This is 26-20, Campbell County defeats Fulton. I'm not sure. We'll check on that. Ray County was up over Stoddy Daisy in the 4th quarter, 37-7. Hardin Valley up on Jefferson County in the 4th quarter, 14-13. And Maryville defeats Ooltewah 56-12. So some scores of interest. So we're definitely going to be paying attention to that Oak Ridge Mount Juliet score we want to know. And Oliver Springs defeats Oakdale 50-14. So
big win for the Oliver Springs Bobcats.
Yeah, that game next week, which we will be at.
Guys, make sure you tune in if you want to watch a good high school football game next week.
Yeah, we'll be going to Morgan County. We'll be broadcasting from the rooftops of Coalfield School, and we'll get to see a Region 2 Single A championship, and that's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big physical game down in Coalfield between these two. They hate each other down there. Again, the schools are just a rock throw apart. So these kids grow up playing each other from the time they're 5 until they're seniors in high school. So there's a lot of competition that you will see on the field. So it's a good matchup.
Yeah, and I want to comment on that further. But first, let me tell you this. A scoring update. Elizabethton is now up on Greenville 37-10.
Woo.
And that's at the start of the 4th quarter. So you talk about that Oliver Springs-Coalfield matchup. A lot of history there. Okay, first off, the winningest coach in Coalfield history is Gary Chris. He is an Oliver Springs graduate. So he graduated from Oliver Springs, lettered there, went, signed, played for UT, comes back, coaches at Coalfield, and becomes the winningest coach there. There is a Memorial Highway in between Oliver Springs and Coalfield for Coach Gary Chris. So that's one connection that those two schools have. Also, Aaron Brady Walls passed away while he was in high school. A former Oliver Springs player, former Coalfield player, had transferred to Oliver Springs, was playing his ball there when tragedy struck, and he unfortunately was killed in an accident. And so there is a bridge named in his honor. So you're talking about a player that played at both schools in between. They're separated by 5 miles. So there's a lot of history there. I mean, it's a natural rivalry.
There he is on the screen, Coach Gary Chris.
Coach Chris.
A true legend of the game and inspiration to many people. Now, again, a legendary Coalfield coach, but he would talk ball with anybody. I went to Wartburg, and we had it was a big rival game when I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary would always pull me to the side and give me some pointers, even though we was, adversaries on the football field. He was a class act and true inspiration to many people.
Now, I'll be honest, I didn't know him. I don't think I even met him because by the time that I'd gotten into sports broadcasting, I was covering these local teams, he had already retired. But anybody that I ever talked to about him said that that's the one thing that he cared about was the kids.
Development of student athletes.
Yeah.
He was a true football coach.
Yeah, every single player that played for him, I believe that's what they'll tell you, is that they were influenced by him in a very positive way, and he tried to turn those football players into men, and men that could be successful in life after a football career.
That's exactly right. I'm going to throw you a curveball here. Let's get a score prediction for the Tennessee-Kentucky game tomorrow.
Gosh, I don't know.
I'll go 24 Tennessee, 13 UK.
Okay.
Big running game.
I think that's reasonable because I think the Vols are kind of mad about the performance against Georgia. And let's be clear, that's probably a historically good Georgia defense. But I think the offense will come out trying to make a statement, and so I think you're probably right. I think they're gonna come out and try to assert dominance with their offensive line, and I don't know if I can really pick a final score, especially now that I've seen yours.
This is a pretty good matchup because Kentucky's strength of their defense is stopping the run. If you can really, if Kentucky can really slow down that run game of Tennessee and make Jarrett Garantano have to really throw the ball across the middle of the field a lot, you could see a pretty close ball game tomorrow.
Yeah, I tell you what I've liked about what Jim Chaney is doing is because he knows that he has a successful run game, he's got a big offensive line, he's using that to open up downfield and take some deep shots, and we've seen that so far this season with them. So I think it'll be interesting. I don't think anybody should really be super disappointed about that Georgia game. Like, you hoped that would be a better game than it was, but all right. So that was not a final score. There was a mistake online. Fulton now scores a touchdown. They lead over Campbell County, 27-26. With 5:06 left to go in the game.
Wow, what a ball game over there.
Yeah, and, Jesse Smithy was there tonight with 5-star preps, and I heard him talking about it on the radio earlier today, and he said, it's not a marquee matchup, but it's a great matchup. It's going to be a great game. Buddy, he's right. I bet he's glad he was there tonight. But yeah, it'll be interesting tomorrow. It's a noon game, so, we don't have to wait all day long for it, so that's going to be good. But, yeah, I think the Vols come out and they get the victory, and I do think they cover. I like your score a lot. So, speaking of 5-star preps and Jesse Smithy, they are on our sponsor list as the title sponsor of the Friday Night Scoreboard Show, which you can catch tonight once we go off the air with David Queener and Jonathan Cox. Do a great job. You can stream that on Facebook and YouTube as well, or catch that on Channel 12 of your Comcast network. So
you're definitely going to want to tune into that, guys, because there's some big-time games tonight that we won't have the finals for.
Yeah, and call in. Have fun with them. They're fun people to talk to. I've been on that show. I had a lot of fun with it. And, of course, next week we've got a great one as Oliver Springs and Coalfield do battle in Week 10 for a region championship. We'll be there carrying that one live on Friday night.
Big hits and big plays next week, guys.
Yeah, be a lot of fun. So we hope that you have enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We sure have enjoyed bringing it to you. For Chris Bricky, for Trevor Bogard, for Chandler Jones and Brad Jones and James Gibson, I am Aaron Harvey. Have a good night. So long, folks.
Football is back. And OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Renai, hot water for all.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we've got the vehicles you need to make the most of this season.
Whether you're exploring the great outdoors or cheering on your favorite team, let's take your fall to the next level in this new 2020 Ford F-150, $24,990. New 2020 Ford Explorer XLT, $40,986. New 2020 Ford Fusion, $19,698. At Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, we are Ford Truck Country. Come and see us today. Shop RayVarnerFord.com.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Get this. Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Like I said,
We pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello, this is Sam.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Football is back. And OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacle blocking you from scoring.